I learned a lot over the years, and I'm going to try to share it with you as simply as I can. It took me 7 years to get here, and I did it on my own pace without injuries. A fit look usually comes with a confident demeanor, and that's what I was aiming for. I specifically bias my back training because I think it's the most aesthetic part. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a strong, massive back. That wide shoulder V-taper look that makes you look like a Greek god, a gladiator, a Spartan, a Dorito. You get the point. I'm going to keep it simple because you need to get the fundamentals right, especially if you're a beginner. Don't go too far into a rabbit hole with different variations. I think it's better to stick to workouts and methods that are most effective and proven to work. Also, this game is slow and requires patience. You're building your dream body. Don't rush it. Let's get started. First thing first, you need to understand what pre-exhaustion is. One of the things that helped me a lot in my back development is doing pre-exhaustion sets. This means doing some lighter weight exercises before your main compound lifts. It really helps activate and pump up the muscle you're targeting. Basically, it helps get the blood flowing. For my back workout, I like to do a single arm lateral pull down. You can choose other workout like lateral pull downs, but this is by far my favorite movement for pre-exhaustion. It really isolates the muscles and activate the lats. Keep in mind, when performing any exercises, especially if you're going until failure, make sure the weight is comfortable enough for you to maintain that mind-muscle connection and tempo. You don't want to be rocking back and forth too much and using too much momentum. The reason why people harp on getting the form right is efficiency and also to avoid injuries. When it comes to building a great back, there are two things that you need to focus on: the width and the thickness. The width of your back comes from your lats, and the thickness comes from other muscles like traps and rhomboid. On that note, back movements can be divided into two categories. We have vertical pulls and horizontal pulls. Vertical pulls are like pull-ups and lat pull-downs. These movements predominantly helps with width. Now horizontal pulls are great for building back thickness. For example, seated cable rows, T-bar rows. For every workout that I do, I go from a 10 to a 12 rep range, and I perform 4 sets of this. I don't usually change this metric. If I were to increase the intensity, I'll just adjust the weight accordingly. Let's get down to business. The first workout is the lateral pull down. When you're doing the lat pull down, make sure to lean back and focus on squeezing your lats rather than just using your bicep and forearm. Try not to flare the elbows too much. Keep them within the line of pull. This will help you to isolate the muscle you're targeting and get the most out of your workout. Next, we got the seated cable row. When doing the seated cable row, instead of keeping your shoulders in a fixed position, protract your shoulder at the beginning of your pull and retract at the end of the pull for a greater range of motion. This fully engages your lat. To avoid over engaging your bicep, try to pull the weight towards your belly button. This workout really helps with thickness. Next, we got the chest supported row or the T-bar row. I put both of them because I juggle between these depending on the day. For the T-bar row, make sure you tighten your core, brace your hip back, and try to stay parallel to the floor. I find that to be like super effective. It's easy to load up the weight on this one and you get stronger, and it's very enticing to ego lift. Slow and steady win the race. Don't do it. This is my favorite back workout because it targets every muscle in your back. Predominantly the rhomboids, like the middle of your back, gives you that thick look. Make sure to control your breathing and protract and retract your shoulders accordingly. You'll see great results if you incorporate this workout in your routine. And last but not least, pull-ups. And these are my second favorite. Now, pull-ups are pretty common, but it's hard to get it takes a while for you to get the right form. The width of your grip should be wider than your shoulder. Hang on to the bar to fully engage the lats, but then pull your shin to the bar, squeeze your lats at the top, and then slowly come down and re-engage at the bottom. And that's how you do it. If you get the form right and you maintain that mind-muscle connection, if you really want a good back, all you can do realistically is just pull-ups. Try your best to get at least 10 pull-ups in. Use a resistance band if you can, or an assisted machine. Whatever you do, try to improve your pull-up game to the point where you can do 10 pull-ups unassisted. That's a challenge for me to you. I hope you find value in this. I'm just making these videos for predominantly beginners, because if you're in this game for a long time, these are things that are probably obvious to you, but if not, then by all means consume and execute. But one thing to keep in mind, the game is slow, right? This is a slow process, especially if you're a skinny kid. Like I can relate more to that because I've been there, done that. It took me 7 years to get here, so I hope you learned something from this video to help you improve your growth process. Thank you guys for watching. Again, like, subscribe, you know how that goes. I'll see you until the next one.